Like I'm so ripped in half in both directions. Eva woke up and I'm stuck feeding him. Vibration from this actually calms him down. They're both going at it. It makes me like want to just start crying down so I can shower today. There's only so much of that you can do. I decided to do an exclusive pump. These are just going to be better than others. It's one of those mornings where Sebastian fell into the red zone. He woke up at 6:30 this morning and like, you know, I fed him and everything. You know, at first when I went to go put him down for his nap at like 7:30, when I could tell he was getting tired, I don't know if I just did it way too quickly or maybe he was already overtired from overnight because he woke up at 3:30, didn't go back down till like maybe like 4:30. 4:45, closer to 5 o'clock, I think. I don't know. So maybe he just didn't get enough sleep. When babies don't get enough sleep or their sleep cycles are like too disturbed and they get overtired, it just becomes really impossible for them to actually fall back asleep. I know it doesn't make sense. You'd be like, but why does if a baby's tired, they should just go to sleep? It doesn't work that way with them. So I resorted to baby wearing right now. If you have a newborn or, you know, a small baby or whatever it may be, I feel like you know like how much this is hard when they like don't fall back asleep and they're kind of like clinged onto you. Right now he's technically in a leap, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna go walk in some laps and pray that he falls asleep because I have like about 1 hour until I actually technically have to feed him again or release my boobs or pump. I really want him to get at least a little bit of something so my day isn't completely in a shamble because I feel like that's what would happen. Taking a shower today is probably going to be a mission. I can already tell. One good thing is Mila is actually sleeping right now. I put her down for her nap earlier because when I was trying to put Sebastian down and like console him, she kept coming inside the room, being really loud, would wake him back up, and then I had no choice but to close the door, and I felt bad. And I'm just being honest because I know other moms might have been in this situation, but sometimes I have no choice. I had to close the door because she kept waking him up, and then she was screaming really, really bad, banging on the door, so making it just harder. So then I'm like, okay, let me just try to put her down for her nap, even though it's a little bit earlier, and I could tell she fell back asleep. And today, I can tell, is going to be a day that I need a super easy crock pot meal. I'm just going to make chicken thighs with this ranch seasoning on it and maybe put some like potatoes or something. This laundry has been sitting here since Sunday. It is Friday. It's just one of those things that I just keep trying to do, and I just feel like other things are more important, but it's just like, ugh. And the same with this. I just tried to throw in a load that's all wet, and then there's dry clothing in there, but now I can't bend over in there to reach it because I have Sebastian on my chest. I think it's time I walk some laps outside. Maybe the fresh air will work. Oh my gosh, guys, by the way, I got this new pump. It's the Freestyle pump. It's an electric pump that I got. So you can see, like, I still have some battery life. Apparently you can do 3 full pumps on it and then have to just recharge it then. But it's super lightweight. You can see how tiny it is in my hand. And there's the charger for it. This has been saving me. I just tie this around my wrist and I can like walk around and stuff and pump. Or if he, you know, a lot of times I would get stuck when I would have to pump and he would be like crying and I'd be like stuck to like an outlet pretty much. So this is a really good pump. I'll talk further into it. I just need to try to, now I'm just like talking. I originally went over there to grab the baby monitor to make sure Mila stays asleep, but I started talking about the pump because it was right there. Let's make sure the other one's asleep. I'm gonna look like this crazy person walking in circles right now. But I feel like it's pretty obvious because I have a baby strapped to my chest. It's so nice outside. I wanted to just keep walking, but I know I have to do my boobs pretty soon. I probably have like only 10 minutes left, 10-15 minutes left. But he's been asleep now for probably 45 minutes, so that's good. I feel really hungry. I think I'm gonna make myself a peanut butter sandwich. I've been just craving peanut butter lately. I'm like constantly so thirsty too. I'm gonna put some banana on this also. If you've had a baby before, how many times have you dropped the food on the baby? Like not anything like hot, like crumbs always get on top of his head. It's so funny. There's the crumbs that I was talking about. I definitely have to feed him now. My boobs are like tingling really bad. He probably ate closer to 2 hours ago. Now it's time for you to wake up now. So yesterday when I got home, I knew like he was like really hungry, and I was having trouble with nursing like pretty much for like the past 2 days, and like I don't know why I just didn't want to try without the nipple shield. I just like didn't have the confidence in it, thinking that it would work, and I decided to just sit down yesterday and try it, and he latched right on, and it felt like he's getting more milk out, and kind of it's like almost easier, and like he's not struggling as much with it. So this is actually the 5th time that he's on my boob and having a session. I'm just being honest, it is so up and down. Like earlier that day, yesterday, I was like, screw this, I'm exclusively pumping, I'm done, and then tried it again. If you're struggling with it, just keep going. Just keep in mind that some sessions are just not going to be as good as others. Mila woke up and I'm stuck feeding him. This is when I start to feel really stressed out, because it's like I have to keep feeding him, but she's trapped in her crib right now. This transition has definitely been really, really hard. Honestly, mainly because of Mila, it's been a lot more tough. I mean, I'll go into that maybe another time, but it's been hard, but I definitely have to get her. I'm not going to show you guys Mila right now. I'm sure you can hear her in the background, but she's very bored, you know, and she kind of always has a meltdown anytime she sees me with Sebastian, especially when I'm like stuck like that. I'm gonna make her some waffles for now. I have the pump also. Good thing I have that electric pump where I can still like walk around, because what was happening with, you know, the other one where I was completely stuck, I'd put Sebastian in the swing and then he'd either start screaming or Mila would start getting into something or climbing on the counter or doing something that's really stressful. Alright. Hoping this makes her feel better. I'm just being honest here. Like, this is this is where I feel the stress the most, and the guilt and everything. But like, she's full-blown, you know, tears right now, or was like, I feel really bad. It's like nearly impossible for me right now to entertain her. Nearly impossible, that's what it feels like. And it's just, I really want to try really bad to get her outside today, but I also have to shower, I also have to, you know, pump, I also have to do this, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like I feel like I'm so ripped in half in both directions. It's just, I don't know how to deal with it some days, honestly. Like, when they're both going at it, it makes me like want to just start crying, because it's like so intense when it's like going off like that. But another thing that I started doing was, before I started nursing him, I like felt my boob and like felt like the firmness of it, and then after he was done, I obviously did a good touch, and I could feel that it just felt like more like jiggly, because I've talked about a lot in the past that I'm super nervous if he's getting enough, but I could tell he was like swallowing a lot of milk. He was actually burping a little bit on my boob. Speaking of, I couldn't even burp him good enough, because I have to just, you know, try to prep Mila right now and pump right now. So I'm hoping he's good and he doesn't end up spitting up. But anyway, that's just one thing I've been trying to do to like make myself feel better, and I'm just trying my best to trust it. Like, feed him on the boob, see how he is, see how he's, you know, feeling after. If he feels more fussy, then I'll just offer pumped milk after if I really have to. And if you're wondering why am I pumping right now, I always mention this, I have an inverted nipple. My left side does not release milk unless it's getting pumped, so that's what I have to deal with every single time we have a nursing session. The vibration from this actually calms him down, because right now I know he has like a burp stuck in him, so he's obviously on and off crying right now. But I have to do this right now, and she's really upset right now too. But put on good old Cocomelon, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, just put this down for her, entertain her, give her a snack, give TV. There's only so much of that you can do without feeling like, I feel like horrible, like the TV is just on all day long. I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't always work. Definitely tell his belly's like hurting real bad because he's super fussy right now, and this feels like this is taking forever. I want to hurry up so bad. So that's the side that he nursed off of, and that's the side that, you know, I have to exclusively pump. I'm gonna link this pump down below because it works great as an electric pump. It's super lightweight, and obviously it actually works great. I know, I also mentioned that I have the Medela pump and style, which is a wall pump, which is very, very strong also. But I have the pump and style, and then the freestyle pump by Medela. It's starting to get so strong. So guys, I caved. I put all that milk together. It was over 7 ounces, and he drank from 7 to nearly 3. See guys, this is what I mean. Like, I have such trouble trusting him. Like, trust it, but then he was all fussy. And I just saw that I had that much milk come out, but I felt my boob like feel softer, and he was like nearly choking. He was burping on my boob. It seemed like he was like gulping and everything, unless he's just super hungry. I don't know, just wanted to let you guys know. I caved. So Sebastian has some hiccups right now. And guys, I swear by this stuff. I bought it like thinking, oh, this is just not gonna do absolutely anything. I also have the gas drops. I never had to use like anything for gas, thankfully. But the gripe water gets rid of the hiccups nearly instantly. So yeah, it says gently relieves stomach discomfort, gas, colic, hiccups, plus fussiness. But I'm using it for hiccups right now. Make sure you go really slow with this. Always, I have like a little like cloth right here too, because it always like drips out the side of his mouth. I can hear that Milo's on top of the couch. Guys, I feel so bad. I know I just keep saying it, but it makes me feel like such a bad mom. It's like, you know, I have not been able to put him down at all. I always make sure to just keep him up too, just like as if like he drank milk or anything, just so he doesn't choke. Right, Sebastian? Guys, look, the hiccups are gone. Like, it works instantly. It's crazy. You feel better, buddy? Hmm? Yeah, I know. Those hiccups hurt your belly, right? Today's Friday, and he is technically 6 weeks tomorrow. Pretty crazy. It feels like you know, it's getting better with him, at least. Mentally getting better with me, but there's always still those other challenges like you're currently seeing now that I'm still trying to adjust with. So guys, I have something that I want to show you that I caved in for, and I'm really just going to give you an honest review on it. On my Instagram so far, I've been showing every single day that I've had with it so far, but we got the Snoo. I'm renting the Snoo Bassinet, and so far guys, it's literally the best decision I've ever made in my life. So far, like, it's made his naps 10 times easier, the sleep way, like, just all around better. Like last night he did a 5-hour stretch. Now I don't know if it's just because he's, you know, gaining a lot of weight now and he's just getting bigger and he's like more in a routine, or maybe it's the Snoo. So that's what it looks like. That sucks really bad because my bed is like super high. What was nice with the Halo, you could adjust it like super low or super high. So like getting him in and out of that like is kind of painful in the middle of the night. But guys, when it's time for his nap, which I'm probably gonna try in like 20 minutes, hopefully I can shower, but I'm gonna show you how it works. But I did not know it did nearly as much as it did. Like, I thought it just rocked the baby, but it actually self-soothes. Like, you could hear your baby. Like, the one day I was trying to make myself some food and, you know, he was fussing a little bit, but, you know, had to eat something. I was like dying. And then all of a sudden I hear it like start to rock the baby super fast, and then it started to like play like a heartbeat and like make all like these noises to like self-soothe the baby. And I came in and I was like, oh my god, what is it doing? It's like crazy. That rocking super fast is actually a self-soothe method that the Taking Care of Babies course, sleep course, actually mentioned to do, like, but like when you're holding them and have them swaddled and everything. Bastion also is starting to smile like a little bit, and also he's cooing. So it comes with its own swaddle in here. Do it with both hands, but both hands go down, and then like you just kind of go like that, and then you'd go like that. There's this flap then, so he's like all like nice and secure. It looks like he's in a straitjacket, but that's like the first part. And you just go like that. He's all snug. Then all you do is press. So I'm just gonna let him be right now, see what he does. I've been trying not to intervene as much with trying to get him to go to sleep. Well, technically the bassinet is kind of helping, but I kind of like don't want to like shove a binky in his mouth or whatever, just trying to see if he falls asleep without it, because he actually has been. I'm gonna update you guys how long this takes. Hopefully he goes down so I can shower today. I do want to say one thing. He did really like the Halo bassinet. Like, he obviously was sleeping in it and everything, and obviously this thing is helping a lot because it's doing like that constant rocking. Any type of movement for a baby always just means like sleep automatically. But the problem was that I was running into is because I have Mila. Sometimes it would take 25 to 30 minutes to like rock him in there, try to get him to fall asleep and everything, and then I would go through points where like Mila was obviously wanting to be in the room, and then she'd be like screaming and loud, and then it would like disturb him, and then I'm just being honest, I had no choice but to like close the door, and then she'd be like slamming on the door and like crying because, you know, she wants to be in there. But I'm just trying to get, you know, Sebastian to go to sleep, so it's just like a vicious cycle. And I'm just being honest, like, it's really stressful when that was happening. And now with this, it's doing that part. So I put him down and then I can tend to Mila. I actually want to show you guys our addition. It's a master bedroom addition with finally a second bathroom. Like, we have one bathroom that me and Gino always like basically fight over every single morning, but the room we were just in is going to be Mila's room plus a playroom, and then this room is going to be Sebastian's room. This is also like our dining room. That's the kitchen area, like normally where you see me filming, but the door to the master is going to be right there, so we're just going to be walking through that way, and then the door is going to be right there. Guys, we have 15 chickens also. Yeah, so there's the big addition, and that was the room we were just in. And here's Mila. Hey. No, it's okay. I'm just showing real quick.
Get the smoothness, get it?
This is gonna be our walk-in closet. And this is our bathroom. So pretty soon you guys are gonna see, obviously, me in this room. I wanted to show you guys so it's not like randomly one day you see me in a random room. He's asleep. That was probably like 5-6 minutes to get him down. I did go back in there at one point just to like stick the binky in his mouth, and then he was like right out. So makes life so much easier. I'm so thankful for that's working right now. So I'm just prepping dinner right now. It's those chicken thighs that I had on the counter before. I'm still gonna put the rest of these, but just keeping it really, really easy. I just did like salt, pepper, olive oil, garlic, some parsley flakes, and then just sprinkle some of this ranch dip. I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all done, but if you want something that just tastes super good and is super easy, then this is the recipe for you. So guys, I showered and Sebastian's been sleeping for almost 2 hours now. This break has felt amazing. I got to eat. I folded some of that laundry, but still didn't put it away. Gino still has Mila. But I decided, I usually do this around the afternoon just so like I can have some extra time. I decided to do an exclusive pump completely instead of nursing him because I really want to go for a walk with him because it's like so nice out. You can tell which boob's my good boob and the boob I use more. But again, I just used the good old Medela. His naps and sleep are literally like so nice now that we have this new bassinet. My situation that I'm in financially, we can afford the extra $150 a month. I think it's super worth it for my sanity, to be a good mom, to just get sleep. We all know that we function better with sleep, but yeah, that's why I decided to do this. This thing is amazing. There's a reason why there's a lot of hype around it. Follow me on my Instagram. I've been posting about it every single day and kind of just showing everyone how Sebastian's sleep has kind of just flipped around with it now. He looks so precious when he's sleeping. He's sucking down his bottle at the moment. Like I said, and I keep repeating myself, you see how I'm flexible and back and forth with giving him the bottle, and the next feeding I'm gonna try to do it through actual nursing again. One thing I want to talk about real quick, when I was changing his diaper before, because he, you know, had a big poop, thank God it wasn't like when I was feeding him. So he was crying. Usually he cries like because he hates the feeling of poop. And whenever I just kind of, you know, am changing him and he's really hungry, he cries so hard to the point where he starts to hold his breath. And Mila used to do the same thing, and my pediatrician said to do this. and it's to blow in their face, like, and they'll stop and regain their breath like immediately. If you've never had a baby before, or if you notice your newborn is doing that, or infant, blow in their face and almost immediately they like stop and like catch their breath. It's really weird, but works every single time. So I hope that little bit of advice helps you in case your baby starts doing that, because it is like scary to see that. So that's how the chicken's looking so far, and I decided to just make sweet potatoes on the side, and I'm just gonna do green beans. So Sebastian just nursed right now, and now he's super staring and just awake right now. So this is obviously considered another wake window. It's now almost 5:30 at night. So after this, in a little bit, I'm just gonna pump so I can release my left side, as I always talk about, and then probably just nurse him on and off and start his bath and bedtime at 7:30. And then we'll be in bed by 8:30. I'm gonna end the vlog here. It was a little crazy today at one point, but you know, I usually like to just keep it real, and whoever else is struggling, just know that, you know, you're not alone in it. That's kind of what it looks like. Some days are just better than, he wants to be held up. He usually doesn't like ever being on his back. Then again, he did just eat, so. But what I was saying, some days are just gonna be better than others. Some days are just gonna be harder or easier than others. You can see how quickly it can get pretty stressful, and I'm still having a lot of trouble with, I think what I was saying is I'm still having a lot of trouble with the transition from 1 to 2. I had to figure out how to keep Mila super entertained and busy, but at the same time always have a newborn in my hand, or feeding something or doing something. So I don't know, that's like the biggest struggle right now is honestly her. And then, you know, he comes with his own struggles too, but I feel like he's a lot easier than her right now. And Gino's been like my saving grace with just watching her a lot. He's been able to, you know, he owns his own business, so he's been able to just have his guys do a lot of work, and he keeps coming back and forth to help and everything. Not gonna sit here and lie and say I'm doing it all by myself, because I'm not. I'm mainly taking care of Sebastian all by myself, and even at times Gino does help, but mainly just I have Sebastian, and he's basically had Mila. Okay. Alright guys, I'm probably gonna just end the vlog here because Bash is a little upset right now, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Okay. Alright. I'll see you guys in the next video.